this very short tutorial, I will show you how to manage the maintenance module of this system. So this has to do with things like, laying the complaints, diagnosis, submitting cash requisition, and also closing the maintenance complaints. Uh, so to access the maintenance module, you go to the main menu, you go to operations, and you choose maintenance. So it's obvious, right? You must have the right to be able to access this module. When you open the module, here you find the list of maybe previous complaints that have been done in the past. So basically, you start by laying a complaint. So we expect that drivers, if the drivers have noticed something that is wrong, or maybe you want to start a new maintenance, you start by laying the complaint. So you can submit a new complaint. I'm just going to input the date of today. Now every complaint must be assigned to a boss, right? So let's say I take this one, then branch as well. Which branch is submitting the complaint? I'm just going to choose dual line for this case, and also the driver, which driver is laying the complaint. Let's just say Inusel. What is the compartment? So is it the front, left, right, or whatsoever? So let's say it's the engine. Yeah, the speedometer. So when you're laying the complaint, we need to know the speedometer of the bus at that moment. So let's just assume 45,000 kilometers. Yeah, and then the type. The type, if it's a new complaint, you have to choose if something that is something that is repeating. You have to choose whether it's a new thing that you've noticed or something that it's been repeated. You add some details. I'm just going to say we're testing the system, okay? But you have to really add more details to this, like what is the complaint? Oh, let me be very specific. Let's just say noise in the engine, right? Noise in the engine. What's the severity? So maybe the driver will tell you it's a low, maybe it's not that bad, or it's medium or it's high. Let's just say it's medium in this case. If there's pictures, let's say you can identify something, or let's say it's a flat tire, or the tire is not good or whatsoever, you can maybe take a picture of it and you attach to the complaint. So when you're done, you save the complaint. So the complaint has been saved. So clearly you see I've added, you can see a summary, noise in the engine, a new sub, Bonaberry, and everything that you need to know. Now the next thing is when the complaint has been submitted, then now we have to send the car for diagnosis, right, where the chief mechanic actually does the diagnosis to see what is wrong with the bus. So when the diagnosis come back, probably will have to buy new parts or maybe to fix. We now have to register the diagnosis. So I'm going to take new diagnosis. So who is the mechanic? So you have to choose the mechanic responsible for the diagnosis. Let's just say I'm the one, so Ivo in this case. And what is the approach? Are we going to repair or we are going to replace? So depending on the maintenance approach, we have to choose, right? Let's just say we are replacing something. And what is the part type? You see, these are options for the different part types. There's a possibility where we can add the different part types. But for now, I'm just going to use axle. And the detail is, I don't know. Let's just say purchase of new axle. I'm not a mechanic. I'm just explaining, right? So you can add more details about the diagnosis, why you did axle or whatever. You can add more details just for evidence. So you can save that as well. So you clearly see we now have, for this complaint, we now have one diagnosis. So the diagnosis is replaced. You can add several diagnoses to the same, let's say to the same complaint. The reason is we want to be able to track that, okay, for this diagnosis, this is we can make a requisition for a diagnosis. Let's say you have several things that you want to fix for a car. Maybe you're replacing the tires, you're doing something for the engine, you're doing some body works. It's good to have, you can do several diagnoses. So if you want, you can just add another diagnosis to this same complaint. Now let's move to the next. So when you have submitted the complaint, then we need money to move ahead with the maintenance, right? So we can submit now a requisition. So the requisition, you just do care of. In this case, you have all the different branch managers. I'm just going to say I'm the one, right? So diagnosis, you see clearly, you have to choose a diagnosis. That's why I say you have to do the different diagnoses if there are several things you want to do for a car. What is the priority? So maybe it's urgent, requisition amount. In this case, just for presentation purpose, I'm not going to put the real amount, but you can put anything. Let's say you have like 4,000, for example, 40,000. But I'm just going to do just 1 franc, just because I don't want it to affect the current financials of the business. Then you can put more details what you want, and also you can attach a file. So when you have done your requisition and you save, so obviously when it's saved, the person in charge of maintenance is going to receive a validation that, you see, this is an example from the manager of Douala that submitted the request before. So this general bus maintenance, so when you submit that request, it will send a message to the validators that there's a new maintenance request that needs your validation. So you just have to click. In this case, the validator will click validate, and if the amount is validated, the person that submitted the requisition, will receive a confirmation that the amount has been approved, and you should move to the cashier or contact the accounting department to collect the money. So the last part that I will talk about, even though I'm not going to demonstrate, is when you go and purchase the part, right? You purchase the part, you have to come back into the system and say, okay, this is the part I purchased, and this is the serial number or whatever, just to give more evidence of actually you bought the part. Because now when you're given the money, you have to come back with some evidence. And the final step is going to be you finally close the complaint. So basically, that is that about the maintenance model. There are other things we're going to add later in the future, like really managing which supplier actually gave you that part. So we can also track, because sometimes we can take parts from suppliers and we don't pay. So we want to be able to follow up with those suppliers, and also make sure we are keeping up with the financials. So basically, that is that about the maintenance model. So it has quite a lot. Not really, there's a lot of steps, but it's not like you do everything at once, but just taking one step at a time, submitting your complaints. From your complaints, you do the diagnosis. From diagnosis, you do requisition. The next step is to now validate the parts and everything, and you close the maintenance module. So basically, that is that. I hope it was quite clear. And if not, you can leave a comment, or you can reach out to the tech support team to assist you with the maintenance module. Thanks.